Hey guys, Tizzy Entertainment here, also known as Michael. Just want to take a moment to thank everyone who watched and supported our entry into Moga's Mega Video Contest. As you should know at this point, we were the winners of Round 2 by judges' decision, which is awesome because we specifically made this video for the judges. So, quick thank you to Freddie W. of Rocket Jump, to Sam and Nico of Corridor Digital, and to Ryan Connolly of Film Riot for picking our video. Awesome, thank you so much. Last but not least, thank you to Moga for putting on this very cool contest. I see a lot of these contests come and go. I do not enter them for various reasons. This one seemed to be that perfect storm that we've been looking for, so we rolled the dice, seems to have paid off. Also, round 4 for the 25K. If you like what we did in round 2, I think you're going to like that. We have stuff much bigger planned. Otherwise, I have a lot of questions being asked about the video that we did make. Questions like practical effects versus post effects, color grading, what gear did we use, why do we deserve a red camera when it looks like we have awesome gear already. I thought I would put together a quick little video that hopefully addresses some of those points in a broader strokes, and then if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, you hate us, whatever, go ahead and send me a comment here, write to me directly on YouTube, or feel free to hit me up on Twitter. My Twitter should be in the description. Otherwise, let's jump into the video. Okay, real quick, fun fact. Anybody recognize the guys in the red hoods? What that's supposed to be? It's supposed to be Shy Guys from Mario. Don't know if anyone got that reference. It was supposed to be a clue early on. Either way, still looks better than just a couple of random bad guys sitting at a table. All right, first question people seem to be asking a lot is practical effects. How did we do it? Did we do any post effects, etc.? So let me do kind of an overview of that. We did use mainly practical effects. There's a couple of posts in here. I'm going to touch on the practicals first. We have a variation of squib hits, which are like these hits on the table, or hits on people here. We have blank rounds fired from actual guns. And lastly, we have spark hits, which you see hitting the guitar here, or the wall behind me there. All right, those three things, all of them require a licensed professional. In our case, we had Juan Bofill, who is a stunt coordinator, a fight choreographer, and a weapons prop master in Miami. Super talented guy, awesome friend, and he volunteered his services for this. Even so, these things get very expensive. So even if you have access to someone like that, these things cost money. To put it in perspective, each one of the squib hits, that's about $25 a piece, except for the shotgun hit, which is a combination of several. That alone is about $80. Yeah. Then the blanks, those are going anywhere from $1 to $3 a piece. So when you have an AK-47 with a banana clip just spraying out rounds, and you want to do multiple takes, all I see is money flying out of the gun. Then finally, the spark hits. These are used to just accent things. They're kind of like cold sparks. They don't really hurt, so they can shower down like on me, like here. But then you have to also be careful with them. Again, licensed professional. Good example, the guitar hits. See that? See the holes in the guitar right there? See that? See the sparks flying into Lewis's face right there? Yeah, that's because even though we went back and forth and thought they probably wouldn't pierce the guitar, they did. Just firing out of a paintball gun. It ended up looking really cool because we could do shots like this one here with smoke pouring out later when they were talking, which I think was cool. But fortunately, Lewis manned up. He doesn't care. He thought it looked awesome, and he was able to take that. And no one got hurt, most importantly. Post effects wise, there's a little bit of accents we did, a couple of sparks in the foreground there, a little bit of extra smoke just to balance stuff out when the fog machine didn't work quite as well. And lastly, Chris here. That shirt Chris is wearing, that's Chris's shirt. Chris likes his shirt. He didn't want to lose his shirt, and squibs blow giant holes in shirts. On top of that, it was about 3:30 in the morning at that point, and we were all exhausted. So I said, hey, just act as if you're getting shot. I'll put some hits in post. He is very good at selling that, and then just to give it a little extra energy, I cut out a frame or two to make him look even more jerky, and bang, 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 there you go. Next, I'll take care of two questions at once, sort of. What gear did we use, and about slow motion. A lot of people are asking what frame rates we shot at. Okay, for gear, we had two red cameras, one Epic and one Scarlet, as well as a 5D. Now, a lot of people are like, wow, if you guys have a couple of reds and a 5D, why do you deserve a red Scarlet? Well, first of all, we don't have a red Epic and a red Scarlet. We borrowed a red Epic and a red Scarlet. My friends and I have been stockpiling favors for years that we called in. So we took very expensive gear that we were able to use without having to pay rental fees and shoot this piece. I did it because when you're shooting a big action thing like this, you want to get as much coverage as possible, especially, again, when you have rounds coming out of a gun or squibs, all of which cost money. That way, you're getting the most bang for your buck, no pun intended, and you're able to get a lot of coverage very quickly. Now, anyone could rent this gear. I could rent this gear. You could rent this gear. Most cities have camera rental houses, and you could pay someone to use this. So I think, in that sense, the playing field is pretty level. For example, for round 4, the 25K, we don't have favors left. We used it on round 2. So I'm probably going to need multiple cameras to shoot what we have planned, and I'm going to have to rent those cameras. I'm going to have to pay money out of pocket to get my hands on gear that I think we need in order to have a shot at winning. But just to put everyone's minds at ease, we do not own a bunch of red cameras. Slow motion. People ask, did you shoot 60 frames and then slow it down? Actually, because we had the Red Epic, we shot 120 frames for stuff like this and this. I've taken 60 frames and I've slowed it down to approximately 120 before with some pretty good results. But when you're dealing with elements in the foreground and background, such as like these sparks falling, when you twixter that stuff, it tends to get a little warpy and, to me, distracting. So whenever you can do it practically, of course, it's better. We were able to do that, and there you go, 120 frames. Color grade was thrown together quickly, and by the time I realized I wasn't really digging it and it wasn't working out, I wanted to go a different direction, it was kind of too late. We were running up on a deadline, and I had to finish and render. In this case, it was done with a mixture of Magic Bullet Colorista as well as Magic Bullet looks. I never really used just a look that I drop on. It's always tweaked, and it's done frame by frame. There was some noise and stuff that I wasn't happy with. Ultimately, usually I would want color grade done in, say, DaVinci. Again, with the deadline being what it was and having only the week to work on it, we just kind of ran out of time. Actually, same thing happened with the audio mix. My sound designer and mixer, who does amazing work, ended up getting booked for a job the weekend before the deadline. So he was only able to put in like 5 hours on this. And it still sounds fantastic. It's just he and I both know how good it could sound. I think for round 4, you guys will definitely get a chance to hear a full and rich sound design and mix from him. So if you hear that and like it, he is available for work. The cool thing about doing sound design and mixing is you don't have to be in the city with the people who do it. You just kind of send him certain files. He can do that. I'll put his emails in the description of our original video. If you guys want to reach out to him, he has really good rates and does fantastic work. Okay, guys, I think that's about it. If you have any more questions or comments, like I said, please don't hesitate to ask me. And otherwise, we will see you at round 4.